Hello, everyone, and welcome to Point Fuzz, where two idiots talk about movies, sometimes even a third idiot. I'm Seth.
And I'm Anthony. On today's episode, we'll be talking about the 1988 film Mac and Me, directed by Stewart Raffill. Raffill? However you pronounce that. Along with us is our first guest on the pod, Burst Error.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hey.
Thanks for letting me pick this amazing movie.
Yeah, this was your pick.
All you. Yeah, everybody can get mad at you. No, thank you so much for joining. We're so happy to have you here.
Oh, my pleasure.
So on the last episode, we did say we were going to talk about a different movie.
Oh, yeah.
But we kind of had a change of heart.
A movie that you love, right? Hundreds of Beavers.
Oh, yeah. Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
That was supposed to be today's topic, but we were starting to watch it and we were like, man, it's going to be hard to discuss a fairly silent movie.
That's a hard one to really get into. I think that's maybe a movie better that's just
you just have to experience.
Yeah, you just watch it without knowing what's in store. I think that's the best way to really dive into that one. So that makes sense.
I did really like it though. Although I liked Lake Michigan Monster better. I gave Lake Michigan Monster 4.5 stars. I gave Hundreds of Beavers 4 stars.
Yeah, because you saw Lake Michigan Monster before
right
Hundreds of Beavers, right? Yeah, I was the opposite way around. So my first experience like that was with Hundreds of Beavers, and I was just like, what is this? This is crazy. And then Lake Michigan Monster is similar, but a lot more talking. So it's like kind of there's a little bit of shock from that, but I still I like that one too.
Seen anything else lately? Well, I know you're on a Breen kick right now.
Yeah, it's February right now. Last night I watched, here's my cat. Last night I watched I Am Here Now, which is Neil Breen's second movie. And it's a Breen movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw my first one on your movie night, which was his first movie. What was that? Double Down?
Double Down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I'd seen all the clips of Neil Breen movies. Have you ever seen one, Anthony?
No, I'm not familiar at all, actually.
Okay. You'll have to take a little
that
dive.
Up, yeah. Got some homework already. We haven't even started.
It takes you got to be in the right mood to sit through some Neil Breen, but it's a good time. He's an inspiration to us all. I'll leave it at that.
He's an inspiration to all real estate moguls out there.
And computer hackers and
sure. And sex havers. So yeah, a little promotion for you too. So you're a multi-talented guy. You stream on Twitch. You've got a great YouTube channel, and on your Discord, you have a weekly movie night. So I thought we'd give a little shout out to that too.
Oh yeah,
thanks.
Stuff. Yeah, that's been going for like, I think we had a 5-year anniversary. So we've been showing movies on there like every Friday for 5 years now, and a lot of good stuff. We've shown Mac and Me, I think, twice.
I try and tune in whenever I can.
That's awesome.
I,
on the other hand, haven't really been watching anything lately. I've been pretty slacking on the movie department this year, honestly.
Gamer boy.
Yeah, I've just been gamering.
Some seasons are good for games.
It's that winter cold season. I just want to hunker down, play games.
Yeah, well, you're up in the far north too, so you get real winter.
Yeah, it's real bad today. Been real bad for a couple of weeks now. Don't want to leave the house.
I've watched 8 movies since our last podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna riff them off here. The Burbs.
Yeah, we need full reviews of all of them.
Okay, yeah. The Burbs.
8-hour podcast.
Pretty good. Wild at Heart. Pretty awesome. David Lynch, rest in peace. Watch that on Burst movie night. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It was okay. Could have been better. Hundreds of beavers. Great. Lemon. Pretty good. Very weird. Mac and Me. Amazing. Double Down. And 2012's Dread. It was okay.
Oh man, Dread.
I do like Carl Urban a lot.
I didn't mind that. Yeah,
But,
yeah, he's good in that.
The slow-mo stuff was cool, but yeah, whatever. It was all right.
I don't think I've heard of Lemon.
Yeah, it's like a dark comedy. What's his name? Came out in 2017. Oh yeah, Brett Gelman. You guys know him? Comedian. He's done some Adult Swim stuff, and like I think he was maybe on. He was on Eagle Heart, the Chris Elliott show on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
He played it. Yeah. So it was written by him and his wife, who is Jamaican. So it's like this weird intersection of like race and stupidity, and like it's I don't know, it's fucking nuts. But I give it 4 stars. Very good if you like, you know, weird, funny shit. Lemon.
Weird, funny shit, man. Speak of that. You want to talk about Mac and Me?
I guess we might as well. We're all here. So part of our tradition is we always read the totally legitimate synopsis of the movie before we start, just to give people an idea of what they're getting into. So Mac and Me. After a gentle alien becomes stranded on Earth, the being is discovered and befriended by a young boy named Elliot, Henry Thomas. Bringing the extraterrestrial into his suburban California house, Elliot introduces E.T. as the alien is dubbed to his brother and his little sister, Gertie.
Did you say E.T.?
No, this is Mac and Me.
It sounded like you said E.T. My mistake. Oh, carry on then.
Okay. And the children decide to keep its existence a secret. Soon, however, E.T. falls ill, resulting in government intervention in a dire situation for both Elliot and the alien.
No, yeah, that does sound like Mac and Me, actually.
Yeah, that's not Nuki. I think that might be Nuki.
I'm not familiar with Nuki. Maybe that'll have to be our next. Yeah, we forgot to pick a next movie, so we're just gonna say it's Nuki.
Please do not invite me to Nuki.
Okay, you got it. I'm at least gonna watch the trailer later. But yeah, so there's the synopsis.
So I mean, the real synopsis is pretty much the same thing, except the boy's in a wheelchair this time.
And McDonald's.
And there's McDonald's and Coca-Cola.
Many other things. Yeah, I started, I got through, I had like 10 different things when I was halfway through, and then I forgot, but yeah. So yeah, I guess the kid that was in it, he did have spina bifida, so he was legit. He has street cred.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was, yeah. Which is a little messed up considering some of the stunts.
Some of the stuff, yeah. Yeah, there's some interesting stunts here. I'm curious how much there was like a stunt person. There's like chases in the middle of the road, and I'm like, that kind of does look like the boy. Like high-speed chase on the road.
Really close to hitting some of those cars too in those sections.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if we're ready to talk about the scene with the cliff and the lake.
I mean, we might as well.
That's how I know this movie from.
Yeah, a lot of people know that from like
Paul Rudd Late Night with Conan clips.
Exactly. That's kind of like even if you don't know what Mac and Me is, you probably have seen that a few times.
Right.
Yeah.
Which he's been doing for like 20 years now or something.
Yeah, something ridiculous. He even did it to him on his podcast, an audio only format, and he still pulled the clip out.
Oh, it's audio only. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
took Conan for a surprise because he was just like, really? This is audio. Well, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, a lot of people know the movie from that. But I vividly remember this movie from when I was a kid. Just seeing like the video box, and just I think how creepy the alien family looks, and
yes.
The first line in my notes
really stuck with me.
The first line in my notes is, "Yo, these things are creepy." Yeah,
they are. Yeah, they like wiggle around really weird and like.
I think
right from the start,
the family is very creepy. This is a controversial statement. I think Mac's cute. My wife thought I was crazy.
There's cuteness. I mean, by comparison to like the adult aliens that are just really, really awkward looking.
Yeah, they look like very shriveled up and disturbing. Mac is much more. He's still a little weird, but definitely cuter. He's probably cuter than E.T.
Yeah, I would say
maybe,
so.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
also
E.T.
probably uglier
in a long time, but yeah, I mean it's like the big, huge eyes
and the long neck.
Yeah.
How about the mom? Is it controversial of me to say she was looking kind of good?
Yeah,
the alien mom.
Yeah,
she might be the first person to have that take.
Just saying.
Who knows?
It's pretty good.
Maybe not.
She's looking all right.
There might be some fan fiction online out there.
Oh God.
Mac and me fanfics.
This movie was not a financial success. $13 million budget, and it grossed $6 million in the U.S. So I don't know. I didn't get the worldwide.
A little
number,
under half,
but
a little under half.
Yeah,
there's
apparently
worse releases.
And apparently, they were planning to donate any proceeds from the movie to the Ronald McDonald charity.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I guess they didn't have any.
Sure.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they did some video profits, but not for the box office.
I mean, there's some pretty heavy-handed McDonald's in the movie. I'm sure kids have seen the movie and were just like, "Can we get McDonald's tonight, Mom?"
And then they got a percentage of that that went to the Ronald McDonald's house.
It all worked out.
Yeah, they got an extra $35 to help out those poor kids. Real quick, before I forget to, going back, because I saw this when I was a kid as well. I always got this in Flight of the Navigator confused in my head as an adult, though. I could never remember which one was which. And I haven't seen Flight of the Navigator in forever, but
I watched that recently, like maybe about a year ago. It's still pretty great.
Is it?
Okay. Yeah, that one's held up fairly well.
Nice. Well, maybe that'll be our next movie. We'll just do alien kids movies.
Yeah.
We're gonna find our lane.
Everything but E.T.
Yeah, I used to watch that a lot, and The Last Starfighter was one I watched a lot when I was a kid. Have you guys seen that one?
That one sounds familiar. I don't know. No. What's that about?
It's the one where like there's this like, I think he's a teenager, but he's really good at this one arcade game, and he gets so good at it that aliens basically abduct him and enlist him in there like as a space pilot because he's so good at this like Space Invaders like game.
Wasn't that an Adam Sandler movie as well?
I don't know.
It was like the plot of Pixels.
Is that the plot of Pixels?
I think so. Like he's just really good at video games. I think that's what it is.
Isn't that kind of like War Games too? I haven't seen War Games. I don't know.
That one I haven't seen either, actually. But yeah, Last Starfighter is pretty good. It's a lot. It's got like this like Star Wars vibe, but with like arcade game cheesiness, and it's pretty fun.
All the Alien movies and Alien TV shows. We watched all 6 seasons of Elf. I don't know how many seasons there are. I used to watch Elf growing up.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, the Elf games. Elf on the Master System.
Is there more than one, or is that it? Or there's probably a DOS Elf game, right?
Maybe.
There's like a couple of computer games. One of them's like this like bad like maze game. And there's lots of Elf software, like stationary kits where you can print out like birthday party stuff on a dot matrix printer.
Yeah,
all that kind of thing.
That's what we do.
Not a ton of Elf games.
Yeah, before
was there a
Dollar
Mac and
Tree
Me game?
Existed.
Mac and Me did not get a video game.
What the hell?
Or any sequel.
Yeah, what did it say at the end?
Shot.
We'll be back.
Yeah, it says like we'll be back or something.
There's like a bubble gum, or what do you call that? A bubble, a fucking bubble. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Mac is blowing a bubble in the back seat of the car, and it turns into a big sequel tease.
These suits were just all coked out, like, this is gonna be a hit. Go ahead and get the sequel going.
God.
Swimming in the Ronald McDonald house money.
Yeah. Yeah, the product placement in this is pretty intense. I think that was a big thing when this came out. It was panned by critics really heavily. Not only just because it's a pretty blatant ET ripoff, but aside from that, it's a constant barrage of Coca-Cola and McDonald's and all these other random magic Coca-Cola brands.
So I wrote, United Van Lines, the boxes when they move, that's a real play. I was like, I bet that's real. I looked it up. Yep, they're still in business. Those boxes are in like 40% of the frame for like half of the movie. Skittles.
Yep, we get Skittles instead of the Reese's Pieces.
Power Wheel. Multiple Power Wheels being used in it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
NASA.
That's all I've got. Yeah, NASA.
Got NASA.
The city of Chicago. They really hammer on the fact that they're Chicago. They only talk about Sacramento for like a second, but they're like, Chicago.
They don't really explain what planet they come from, I don't think. The movie starts with the aliens on whatever planet they are, and then NASA's just gotta...
I'm guessing Mars, right?
Is it Mars?
The planet is not important. What's important is that underneath the surface of the planet is Coca-Cola.
Sure.
And they need it to survive.
Right.
That's the only way the aliens can live, is by drinking Coca-Cola. That's the only thing you need to know.
I was very impressed by the vacuums in this movie. Like on this ship when the aliens get sucked up. They're just sucked right into this little canister thing. And,
real cartoony, yeah.
And then later on, Mac gets sucked up by a vacuum from the kid. It's just like, man, all the vacuums in the 80s were really good.
And the girl has the vacuum like strapped to her back, so she's like flying around the room all over the place.
And you can see the track that she's like on in the frame. They don't even try to hide it.
Yeah, and I just wrote, suck him up. They just yelled, suck him up.
Yeah, there's a lot of like kind of goofy, cartoony things in there, and stuff where like Mac gets like smashed on a car windshield, and he's like, his face is all flattened, and there's some good silly cartoony moments,
which I enjoyed. Yeah.
Very silly.
E.T. takes itself way too seriously.
E.T. is a tough one to get through in some parts. That movie kind of, I saw that way too young, nowadays. I think.
Yeah,
E.T. made me very upset.
They're all like young. All frail, dying in that tube thing. Yeah, it's kind of scary too. Yeah, this is definitely a better kids movie. Now, sure, E.T.'s a better movie, but
yeah, I could agree with that.
If I had to pick one though, which one am I going to watch? I'm watching Mac and Me for sure.
I mean, I think there's more to laugh about in this one. I mean, I don't think E.T. was meant to be a funny thing, but by the third act of this movie, I was just dying.
Yeah.
There's just so many ridiculous actually things.
Even though the movie's objectively bad, but it's paced well, and like it's competently shot, and the acting is what it is. Like,
the acting's fine.
It's very watchable.
Yeah, and people talk about this being one of the worst movies of all time. Yeah, which is insane to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's definitely like MST3K caliber kind of stuff, but it's
right.
It is competently made, I would say. Have you guys seen anything else by this director?
Not that I know of.
Guy?
What else is in?
Oh man,
Tammy and the T-Rex.
You've seen? Okay, I really wanted to mention that today.
I've seen a little, like
seen it.
half of that movie. So that movie was in, like, there was this video game called, what was it? High on Life or something. Inside of that game. Yeah. Inside of that game, you could watch TV, and I guess there was like a few different movies, but Tammy and the T-Rex was one of the movies that would play on the TV in the game. Like, they got the rights for the movie for the game.
That's interesting.
So you could just sit there and just stare at the TV, and it would actually have like commercials and stuff. And so I seen that movie through that game, which is a hilarious way to see a movie. But that was Paul Walker's first movie, I think, too.
Yeah, it's got Paul Walker and Denise Richards.
Yeah.
I'll read the synopsis. An evil scientist implants the brain of a murdered high school student into an animatronic Tyrannosaurus.
Sure.
Later wreaks vengeance on the bullies who killed him and is reunited with his sweetheart.
Sure, yeah.
So this director has a lane for sure.
And if you do watch this, there's a recent unrated version which has like tons of like gore and violence, where originally it was like a PG-13 just 90s whatever kind of thing, but there's an unrated version that is definitely worth watching.
So I need to see that for sure.
Yeah, that one's good. He also did Ice Pirates. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I've seen part of that. Yeah, somebody else watched that on a movie night. I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, Ice Pirates is kind of a fun like Star Wars like movie. It's like early 80s.
Yeah.
Star Wars wannabe. It's fun. It's not great, but it's pretty fun.
It's no Star Crash.
Yeah, no Star Crash. That's for sure.
That's a fun Star Wars ripoff right there.
Yeah. But the director's like pretty capable. He knows how to have some fun. He does a lot of, his filmography is very mixed. There's some really low budget.
It almost seems like he's trying to make a serious movie, and then it just kind of somehow leaves the rails.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like what it is.
Like, all right.
I think what I was reading about this too was when he was hired to direct Mac and Me, he showed up and they already had like a crew, and they, people were like, they already had a crew put together and money and all this stuff, but they didn't have a script yet.
Oh my God. So
there was no script yet. They just had to like throw one together in a couple weeks and start making the movie.
Man,
I think that kind of explains some things. But
I wonder if they already had the product placements planned.
I think that's where the money came from.
Yeah,
so
it started there.
That would make a lot of sense.
Jeez,
it was never like outright said that McDonald's funded the movie, but it's kind of like they did.
It seems like they did. I mean, Ronald McDonald is in the credits as Ronald McDonald.
Yeah. He was in the like original trailer and stuff too.
Yeah.
He like introduces what it is and everything.
I guess he got a Razzie Award for worst new actor or whatever. It was Ronald McDonald as Ronald McDonald.
Man, what's he up to these days?
They don't let him out
anymore, do they?
No, they don't let him out.
He's trapped in a basement somewhere.
Trapped with Grimace and the Hamburglar.
Dude, that entire McDonald's scene is so insane.
That's one of the highlights of the movie for me.
The football players is what really does it.
I was going to say, the football players are like 40 years old. They're supposed to be high schoolers, I think.
Like everyone else there dancing, sure. But then, you got the just random grown men football team.
Yeah. And they're not even like in the background. Like they're just that's their shot. It's just like three football guys, and they're just like way too old to be there.
And the whole thing with Mac in this like weird teddy bear outfit, like how did any adult fall for this? It's like, it's the microchips.
Yeah, they put. I just got some.
We got new microchips.
Said it was old. Yeah.
Wow, technology.
That scene is wonderful. It's at that point in the movie you're just like, this is something special right here.
I feel like every scene has something that's just like, wow, this is something else. I mean, I even early on, I couldn't get over the fact that the family's van has like normal window blinds in the back, like you would see in a house. Like those horizontal house blinds, they're just in the van.
Yeah.
Yeah, vans were
I can't think of ever seen that before.
Yeah, it's definitely a product of its time. Like it's a time capsule of a movie.
Yeah. So many ridiculous things. There's some good comedy in this, though. I will say that. Like later on in the movie, they're going to the mom's work. Like she works at Sears or something. And you just overhear her talking to another employee, this other man, while they're taking the escalator. And she says, "How long have you been in lingerie?" I thought that was really funny. It's just this one like throwaway line. Like, "How long have you been in lingerie?" It's just like, wait, what?
Yeah, what was she doing at that Sears store? Like, I get Sears was a different thing then, but she was able to move cross country and buy this badass house in Sacramento working at Sears.
I don't know. Must have been
Sears
father's
Sears
money.
Product placement right there.
Yeah, more product placement along with the Volkswagen van as well. And yeah, there's a lot of product placement in this. I wonder how much of it was actually intentional. Like you were saying, the moving boxes. I wonder if that was just we need some props. We'll just go to this moving company.
I think they had to have gotten some money from that. Same thing with the Power Wheel too, because before Mac's even driving the Power Wheel, you see these kids pull up like on the side of the street, like when they're moving in Power Wheels. So that was when I noticed it. And then later, of course, that whole Power Wheel scene's fucking awesome too, with the dogs chasing him.
Yeah.
That he's really just like motionless, stuck in the tree. Yeah. Like he's not being puppeted at all.
Playing, and that song starts playing on. Oh man, it kills me.
80s.
I really wanted Power Wheels when I was a kid. Probably because of that movie.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, I had one for a very short time.
Really?
I did. Yeah.
My dream was never realized. Yeah. I never got to ride in any Power Wheels.
Hey man,
I missed out on that too.
Time is now.
I also never broke any bones when I was a kid, so that's correlated.
Yeah, go drive a power wheel off a cliff.
Yeah, that whole scene with the wheelchair going off the cliff. I'm really curious how everything happened in that. Like, obviously, there's probably like a dummy in the wheelchair for that particular thing, but when he's coming out of the water, when he's being pushed by Mac out of the water onto land again, that is the kid, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like he's completely submerged and then comes out of the water in his wheelchair. It's just like, holy shit. So I'm really curious about the stunts in this. Like,
yeah,
I didn't see in the credits.
They had to have some stunt double for him. They must have. I would hope.
There's no way it wasn't him in that, at least the water scene, like coming out of the water. Like that was clearly him.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they probably just had somebody in a black bodysuit just underneath the water. Oh, just
yeah.
But yeah, the Power Wheel scene, like how they corralled all those dogs to run after him, I thought that was pretty impressive. They're like whipping that turn, like one of the dogs almost eats shit. The explosion, spoilers, pseudo spoilers.
Yeah,
massive
we might as well talk about spoilers now. Screw it.
The end is wild.
The end.
Well,
of course, this like family friendly alien kids movie ends in a parking lot shootout.
Sure, but in the American release, it's not clear that he's actually shot. So, like, I think you're supposed to think, because it doesn't show him getting hit. You're supposed to think like maybe he died from the explosion.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I actually found the clip today, and there is like a Hong Kong release or something where it shows him with a squib on his chest, and he takes a bullet.
It's the Japanese.
Japanese. Okay.
It's the Japanese VHS release.
Okay. Yeah.
It has much more explicit footage of him getting shot in the chest.
Just shoot a kid in this kid's movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering because like he's just going towards the explosion and then he's just dead. Like he doesn't even like fall over, nothing. He's just
it's a really weird. It's cut really weird because like you see the explosion and this weird like superimposed silhouette of his wheelchair, and it's not clear what happened at all. But he's dead.
Yeah. Like it's a kids movie. Do another line of coke.
But
yeah, I was wondering what the hell happened there.
They bring him back, even though he was shot in the chest. That's the magic of Mac and me.
Yeah, they couldn't do that to save themselves.
Secondhand Coca-Cola.
I was half expecting them to like start pouring Coca-Cola down his throat or something to activate the alien magic. He still needs Coca-Cola.
Submerge him in a Coca-Cola bath.
How much better would this have been if it was Coke 2 that they were drinking the entire time? Did you guys ever have Coke 2? I distinctly remember trying it.
I remember Coke 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if we got that up in Canada.
I don't really remember what it tasted like.
Yeah.
But I remember trying it. Be like, oh, it's
slightly different. Yeah.
Reformulation of Coke. Discontinued in 2002. Started in 1985, though. So it lasted a while.
Well, there was also New Coke. There was New Coke and Coke 2.
Yeah, I remember New Coke. Man.
Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi, yeah.
I drank the shit out of Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should bring it back. Why we got all this caramel coloring giving us cancer for no reason? Come on.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
Just put it in a brown
Dew
bottle.
has all these weird cursed soda flavors. Might as well bring back Crystal Pepsi.
Man, how good would this movie have been with Mountain Dew instead of Coca-Cola?
I'm going to take a minute to think that through.
Just caffeinated aliens running around.
Yeah.
Now that we're in spoilers.
Yes. Go ahead.
I didn't realize that MAC was an acronym.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Oh yeah,
mysterious
alien creature, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, and the kid says it so matter of fact. He's just like, yeah, it's
obviously
Mac, mysterious alien creature. You dumb bitch. What do you?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, E.T. No, that's stupid. Mac.
Yeah. Mac's totally a good name though.
It blew my mind. I was like, whoa. That's an acronym?
It fits into the McDonald's ethos as well.
Oh, that's true.
That's why I always just assumed it was a McDonald's thing.
Yeah. Well, we could have had Big Mac in the sequel.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that would have been in the cards.
Yeah, he's like a teenager.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone's written any fan fiction for the sequel, or if there was ever a script. Man, what I can only imagine what they would have done. They're U.S. citizens now.
Yeah, that whole scene was just crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The adult, the dad alien just has a driver's license.
Yeah, he's driving. They're all in their Sunday suits and
they're riding on the freeway of blood.
And
pink Cadillac.
Like, why were they getting kissed so much after becoming citizens? Congratulations, we're gonna like kiss you.
Apparently, I blocked that out of my mind.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember the kissing.
Oh man,
I did only watch once. Usually I watch the movies twice, but I did not have it in me. It's like,
I normally watch a couple times before doing the podcast, but like, I get it.
Yeah,
it's not really a movie that has a lot of hidden depth and layers. At least not that I've watched it several times, and it's still fun to watch every time, but I don't think there's anything real deep happening.
I don't know. The depth of Mac being short for McDonald's. That's deep.
Yeah, when's the last time you watched it, Burst?
I'm thinking it was maybe like a year and a half ago. And I did rewatch like some clips and some bits of it like earlier today.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, your memory seems
actually
pretty sharp.
sitting down and watching it in full, maybe a year and a half ago.
Very
I think
impressive.
I've also sometimes it ends up as like background visuals for whatever silly stuff is happening in life.
Sure.
Like, oh, I'll just put on Mac and Me in the background. It makes everything better.
Yeah, you'll have to. Do you have that on VHS? We'll have to get that going for. I do. For electronic music evening in the future.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I do have the VHS tape. Still of that.
So there is indeed Mac and Me fan fiction.
Oh no!
How horny is it?
One of them's a holiday reunion one, so I guess it's like probably a Christmas story. I'm not sure what this other one is. I will warn you, people will be out of character in this story. Pfft, what's this shit?
Oh man.
I feel like they could have done more for the older sibling. Is it a sister? Like they didn't, mom and dad got some airtime, but the sibling didn't really get much play.
The teenager alien.
The alien.
Yeah. Yeah, not the neighbor girl.
They barely show her at all.
The neighbor girl's pretty funny too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's when they're in the like mine shaft when they're fighting the other aliens, and they're all talking, and the neighbor girl's introducing herself to the aliens. She's like, "I'm Debbie. I live next door," and it's like they're in a mine shaft right now, like next door to the mine shaft.
Yeah. We're almost dead. Yeah, they show a lot of shots of them just wandering around out in the desert too.
Yeah. There's some erratic driving in the desert too. Like when they're trying to find them, the driving to that mine shaft or whatever, it's just like, holy shit. People are crazy drivers.
Yeah, the kid.
I wonder where that was filmed.
That kid's just trying to get laid, man. He's just like, let's get this over with. What are they, like 15 or something? I feel like they're in that ballpark.
Probably. He's just really loves that girl who works at McDonald's.
Yeah, he's
and
just
you always know she works at McDonald's because she wears like the uniform constantly with the McDonald's logo on it.
He just wants that discount, baby.
Yeah.
Dude,
that whole dancing scene though, man, oh man. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been to McDonald's and just seen a dance break out.
I've seen it a few times.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, like seeing that old school interior of a McDonald's though.
Yeah.
I kind of miss those.
I miss that too.
They're so
I honestly I haven't really
now.
eaten McDonald's in a few years. But yeah, I do have a lot of nostalgia for like the playlands and those weird like, plastic seats and stuff.
Yeah, and the Ronald benches. Ronald sitting on the bench.
He's sitting on the bench, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, what if that was only a thing that happened in the States and you just never knew that people broke out in dances at McDonald's?
Didn't happen in Canada.
Yeah. Missing out. Well, any other final thoughts? Phil?
The last note that I wrote was that was weird. That wrapped it up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just it's just such a fun movie. Like even it's definitely a so bad it's good situation, but it's very watchable. It's not boring. It's never boring to me.
Agreed.
Which is always appreciated. Some bad movies have, like 45 minutes of nothing happening in the middle. but this one is pretty nonstop, like silly, wacky things to enjoy.
Yeah, my wife, like I said, watched with me like the second half, and she's not really into, quote unquote bad movies like I am to an extent. And she's like, I can't stop watching. She was kind of into it. And usually she won't continue to watch.
Yeah, it has its charm. It's obvious ripoff, but I think people are over that now. They can just enjoy it for what it is.
Yep.
Well, I'd say I'd recommend it if you're looking for a nice, silly, fun time.
I would as well. Yeah, it's a good ride.
Yeah, same here, 100%.
And then we're gonna go ahead and give our rating. So, on the count of 3, we're going to make the sign. All right, 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. Oh, 3. Yeah. Close enough. So I gave it a solid 5 stars.
Holy.
Just because people say it's the worst movie of all time, I gotta, fight the power. How about you, Burst?
5 stars easily.
I initially gave it a 2, but after this discussion, I will bump that up to 2.5.
Woo!
That's more objective. I can I can take that.
Someone's gonna have to do the math on that. What's that average out to?
What's that average out to?
It averages out to 12 and a half.
Yeah. 5.
Hell yeah.
5 McDonald's dance breaks. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Burst, thank you so much again for coming. You were at the top of our list for people we wanted to have on.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I've been loving the episode so far. Keep up the good work.
Well, thank you. We're trying to have some fun.
Yeah. It's been going good.
So yeah, again, burst_error. Give him a follow on Twitch, YouTube, Blue Sky. What else do you want to plug?
My I don't know.
We'll have links in the description.
Patreon. I'm a Patreon member.
I have one of those too.
Support an independent artist. Yes. None of that content creator bullshit.
No, I have fun making stuff. Most of my stuff is video game related, but definitely try to inject B-movie silliness into a lot of it as well. So
Yep.
And of course you can like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. We appreciate the comments. Join our Discord. Give us some ideas, things you might want to see. Tell us how bad we are at commentary, like that one guy did. Go ahead.
We didn't plan what we're going to do next episode, but we're going to have a little break here. Somebody's going to Japan next week. Lucky guy.
Lucky.
So
Tokyo,
maybe we'll figure it out then.
Tokyo. Yeah, we'll do something. We'll do a movie.
Should do a Japanese movie.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
We watch Tampopo.
Tampopo would be all right. That one's a fun one. But yeah, just keep an eye on our Blue Sky or our Discord. I'm sure we'll mention what we're going to do next if you want to be on top of it for the next episode.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, thanks again, everybody. Have a great time. Eat at McDonald's. Drink Coca-Cola.
Drink Coca-Cola.
Have some Japanese McDonald's.
I'm going to. Make sure to use United Van Lines whenever you move. All right. Take care. Bye.
Peace.